Interesting. Oh, here goes nothing. Okay, hey guys, so I am going to be building out a product that I wanted to build after joining Blue Sky. Can't remember where she tweeted it, but there's a JavaScript dev, Cassidia, that I absolutely love. I love her content. And she made this tweet on Twitter where she was like, the Blue Sky app is much better than Twitter. And I'd already been thinking about moving over to Blue Sky. So I decided I'd join her, I'd move over because she put that shout out there. And I just had this blank screen, so I decided I'd write a script, and I wrote a quick bash script to just look at all her followers and follow them. I think at that time she was probably following less people, because right now I'm only following 537. At the time I'd cloned all her followers, so since then she's followed even more people. And this is something I'd always wanted to do on Twitter. I'd always wanted to just jump into other people's timelines to kind of experience the world they're experiencing through Twitter. Never been able to do that. The closest you get to that on Twitter is communities and lists. But they're not quite as dynamic as just going to someone's profile and saying to the thing you want to see what they're seeing. So hopefully when I'm done in about 4 hours, this tool will be out there. Yesterday I looked into do OAuth with Blue Sky because OAuth is to create starter packs. A starter pack is basically just a pack of accounts that all relate to a particular topic. Here, what RWC means. What's RWC? I doubt it's that. It's probably more like something related to React. Probably that. Oh gosh, Cassidy is so funny. Okay, so yeah, quick run through. What resources am I relying on? Let's go to the Blue Sky APIs. I love how Blue Sky is completely like out there. It's just out in the open. There are docs here, which I use for my scripts to clone Cassidy's followers, and it's just all here. I can't remember where I kept that script. Let's see. It was a bash script, so I probably ran it locally. Yeah, but I know that I use Claude to help me out with Claude. Oh, cool. Bash should. Okay. Blue Sky. Was it Claude or was it something else? Let's logic for the account. This one. No. Get followers. Oh, from the looks of it, Claude doesn't go into the content of the chat. It just searches for the actual chat summary. I think it's important to find that. I'm just going to spend some time. 27 days ago. Just going to spend some time looking for it. Hmm. Hmm. I used Oh no, no, this is not the script I use. This is the actual PDS installation script that I use for setting up my PDS server. This is something else. Right. Hmm. Uh-huh. Okay, for a bash script. Cool. Follow all. Try. So yeah, this is the script I used to follow um all users followed by a blue sky handle. You give it a handle, you give it your username, you give it your password, and it just goes away and follows all the users. It's a very simple script. But what I'm going to do today is take this and rather than following all the users, create a starter pack for all the users followed by a handle. And rather than having you give me your username and your password, I want to use OAuth so that you're more users, people who want to use this feel more secure in putting in their username and password to use the product. So let's get started. Um, Yesterday I was looking at how to do OAuth. I can't remember where I went to, but this guy has um, example apps for OAuth client implementations. I am just going to copy one of those. Before this, I tried getting Visor, I tried getting Bolt, I tried getting Cursor to do to build this out in like a couple of prompts, and no matter how I tried, it just couldn't implement OAuth. I think perhaps the docs don't exist in the training data, and even when I provide the docs, the training data, even when I provide the docs in the prompt, sorry, it didn't really help. And I just got tired and decided I'll do this the old school way and do it manually. So it's not here. Um, yeah, so there's a project here which shows exactly what I just want to get done quickly. Wait, not that one. Oh, this one. Just going to check that it works as I want. Um, cool. So let's see. Com. Oh, it's asking for permission to access your accounts, perform phone actions, transition to generic. I have no idea what that is. Not sure. Cool. It didn't ask me for my password, I think because yesterday I already put in my password. Not Pew. Oh Lord, POAST. So this should get posted to Blue Sky. No, I'm posting this on the third party app authenticated using Blue Sky Auth. So let's see, did that work? Yay, that works. So let's look at the app. Let's see how it's doing this. Actually, I want to use Node because I rarely ever do anything that goes to production with Python. With TypeScript has been updated to support OAuth. Readmes are available for a browser-specific package and a Node.js-specific package. Um, hmm, hmm. Interestingly, I want all the work to take place on the browser because I don't want to incur the server costs of making the requests, and I think just doing that on the browser would be a good workaround. I actually don't even want to save any of the I don't want to save any of the data except links to the starter packs, perhaps. We'll evolve as we go. Um, so let's look at the clients. The client SDK for browsers. Mm, let's see. This package allows a specific mm, yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? And I think it's better to do it to manage sessions on the back end actually. When I'm doing the actual work, I can have the browser do the actual work. Mm. Okay, so I take it that this guy has their own server. Client metadata should be hosted at a URL. Let's look at the screen here. Application. Okay. JSON objects of the client metadata. Client metadata should be configured according to the needs of the application and must respect. It's ability to be by backend at startup. That looks like a lot. Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay. Mm. Mm. Very interesting. So this is the client's ID. Mm. Mm. Well, to be fair, communication isn't happening between this server and me, it's happening between this server and the OAuth server, so probably won't be able to see any of that happening. Anyway. Doesn't have any of this. Okay, how about the logo? Let's see what it does. Oh, right. I mean, yeah, reading the code would probably be the fastest way. You know what? Let's just go and read the code. Oh, there we go. Can close this. Don't know what framework this is, but they have a readme. Uh-huh. Hmm. So yeah, this is why I didn't need to enter my password again. Okay, that's useful. Shouldn't there just be an implementation like this as well for no, just a sec. There's also a browser based. Continue going through this. Looks interesting. Okay. Oh, it's not again. Oh, there it is. There's what this is what I was looking for. So this. Oh, I see. I put in the wrong URL. Let's go back and check. What? Let's go back and check that it follows everything. Oh, great. It's as described. Um, so I was looking at the Node.js one. It was telling me how to implement this. This is a great implementation. I may as well just um there we go. So what did they provide for this their application? URL, blah blah blah, another URL, true authorization code, refresh token. What's this? Hmm, I have no idea what this is. Okay, need to find out. Hmm, okay, so handle as usual. Scope. Oh, oh god. Let me have some of my muffins. I was asking my aunt for one of these and I called it a cupcake. She's like, what cupcake? And like, oh, that one. I was like, that's a muffin. And man, I realized I didn't know the difference between a muffin and a cupcake. Turns out I think muffins have icing on them or something. There isn't that much of a difference, but there is. I mean, to be fair, a cupcake is kind of more like a cake as well. I also understand what this JWKS is before I start implementing stuff, so I know how to generate it. Mm, where am I? Where was I? The code. There is it. Okay. Um. Okay. It's a public key. Yes. Is uh. It has much. How did just web key sets? How do they differ from JWTs? Hmm. Let me look at this. What do we have? Hmm, doesn't make sense to me. Security. I have never actually used this. So let me see what NDN has to say. Thank you. 4 years ago. Okay. Mm. Just like this app does. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What are KIDs? What are X5Ts? And how do you generate them? Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 No, this doesn't say. I guess you get them when you. Mm. This one doesn't have that X5C. No, no. What's the time now? 10:33. About 2 more hours. I want to be done with this. Mm. Okay, so New Park, something, something, something. They don't even have a policy URI, do they? I don't need to provide all of these. Response type. We've chosen code. Uh, eligibility key, and then of course the URI to their wait. So we are choosing what keys. I think I just need to host this, and I'm pretty sure they just host this here. Yep. So great, that's awesome. Let's just see if I can create and host. Use to authenticate the clients. See the token endpoint. Let's tell me this is in TypeScript. Swipes returned. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Use to authenticate the client to the token endpoint. What does that mean? Let's see any component here. Maybe they just call it KSET and not JWKS. Here, I don't bother with the clients. I just get it from an earn variable. Yes. Hmm. And then the serve that independently here. Okay. Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Anyway, keys. Ah, it seems like the format is to say, no, this one says key set, and this one says keys. And the public one says keys. So it's probably supposed to be keys. Is there anything else I need to know? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, let me understand this flow and then I'll look at implementing it in. I'm actually not using Express. I'm using a what do you call it now? I'm using a framework I'm trying out for simple SaaS products. It's called Wasp, and they have a nice community here on Discord that's active. And yeah, I let's just see how it goes. This is the first thing I'll be building with them. Um, the basics are that it uses TypeScript, it uses Postgres as a database, it uses Prisma for the data schema, and I think everything else I'll just figure out. I'm not quite sure yet how it does the separation between backend and frontend. So I know, for instance, here that this is a file upload feature. It even has it has an auth feature here. So this is what I'll be expanding with OAuth. Um, what I want to do now is spend some more time reading the Python flow, come here and translate that to JavaScript. That should be it. I hope it doesn't take as much as 2 more hours. Um, okay, me carrots. Let me just check that that the app is working. I'm logged in as a user. Great. So I'm going to check out a new branch. Actually, this whole app, I think, gets initialized as a Git repository. So status, yeah, so Git init. Anything else I need to do? Just Git ignore. I do want to Git ignore some things. Actually, let me just do that here. Is that touch? Where is it? There we go. Oh, I see. Oh, they. It's It has 3 different repositories. Yeah. Do I want this as a monorepo? So let me just remove. Hmm. How do you initialize a Git repository? I don't think I. What do I want now? What do I want to do? I have never actually worked with Git repositories inside Git repositories. Um, I think those are called monorepos. It will be nice to have all of this in one place, but I think the complexity of doing that is just unnecessary. So I'll stick to what they've done and uninitialize this Git repository. I think I just need to delete the .git file. Yeah, that's all I need to do. Let's make sure I'm in the right place. Okay. Where is it? /git or .git? .git. And it should tell us great, and you can just get it there as well. Thank you. I'll close this. So I will work with this particular um, repo separately. So the thing about Wasp is when you set it up, it can set up a blog for you, set up the app itself. What else does it set up? I can't remember. I think analytics or something. Ugh, let's have a look. App blog. Oh, end-to-end tests. Will I be using the end-to-end test? I have no idea. Let me see what's in there. Playwrights. I mean, you know what? If I use the end-to-end tests, I will figure out how to consolidate 3 repositories into 1 repository, because I just don't want to figure that out now. So what did I want to do? It's not. It is. Wait. It's not, but it has a bit of more. Okay, girl. Let's see. Okay. Node modules was and that's great. So we have the basics. Initial commit. I'm not going to push this up to GitHub just yet. Let's see blue sky. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's say off. Now, everything is still working. Let's log out and log in. So I want to add. Oh, okay. Let's see how they did theirs. I like their flow on that Python app. Let's just log in. Log in with Asproto. When you handle or authorize an existing account with PS. How does that work? So they take this and take the PDS, the ID. I'll just go top to bottom there. Remember seeing here that they were taking the. Oh God, I'm so blind. Thank you, Lord. Zoom. Great. There was something. Yeah, this space. If it's not logged in, go to /auth/login. What the? Excuse me. What's quags? And it's like, is that a pointer? Like I said, I don't do Python, but I've done C++, and this looks like a pointer to something, and I'm just going to ignore that actually. If Jesus is going to return with a redirect login, and I want to see the implementation for their login page, that's all. Right. Okay. Okay. Why? Wait, so. This is such a basic. Simple is best. Okay. Some validation. To be honest, I don't see why cursor won't be. Like I said, I tried before. I mean, I didn't give it this particular code, but since I'm doing it manually, I'm just going to carry on. So let me hit this because let me check the session. Oh, that's okay. Okay. So let's print into the server, not the console. Hmm. And so did this actually authorize with my PDS or did it authorize with the Blue Sky PDS? So I just noticed that if a user supplies, it checks if it's a PDS auth server. And then it checks and it gets the metadata from that, and I guess it does other stuff. I haven't gotten there yet, but that that made me to question. What was it? There was somewhere I saw in this metadata where was it here? It wasn't here. It was here. So there's a false assumption. I swear I saw a field here that specified the auth server, which all of this should hit, and I just assumed that Blue Sky provided some server in the cloud somewhere that every client app would have to hit to get access to Blue Sky. And I swear I saw that somewhere, but I can't find it. Huh. So I am going to assume that I'm not going to dig deep into this actually. It's something I'm just curious about now is I'm going to assume that the PDS, personal data server I personally hosted on an EC2 instance, actually implements this at proto protocol. And when I supplied in my username and then a notoz.com, it resolved Actually, I'm sure I'll see that. I may be able to see that here. It resolved to use my PBS server as the auth server. So um I I don't know. I don't fully understand it, but it doesn't look like I have to specify an auth server in particular anywhere else. So that's the assumption I'm going to run with. Um, yeah, for a self-hosted PDS, this will be the same server. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so assuming they had put in the server URL, it gets that server metadata, ignore that. Mm, person web key, generates a key. Okay. Okay. I remember seeing this specified here. I don't know what that is. I'm just going to go with it. And later on, I'll think through any security issues it may present for users. Because I don't know what that is at the moment. So let's continue. Where would we stop? Oh, I wish this were in an IDE so I could control minus control plus. Actually, yeah, this is better. This is more because. So where are we? We had gotten the auth server. We're about to we created a key. There we go. We set the scope. Manually set the redirect URI, and for the client ID is supposed to be the app URL, which we just get here, and we slap on the specified format for the client metadata, so we can move on. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what you guys did, to be honest. So this handles all of that, then it just passes. No. I actually liked the sidebar. Can I get that back? Thank you. So URL metadata, the login hint is the client username. The thing is, if we're starting with a server, there's no. For Christ's sakes. I don't recall us setting the client hint when we started with the URL. Oh, we did not do that. So I guess that just handles this guy handles all of those. At what point have we successfully what is a PAR request? And here I remember it said submit OAuth pushed authentication request. Okay, I'm going to assume that that's just part of the specification and that's returned by the auth server. Okay, they save their auth request to the DB. Why? Whatever ISS. Whatever ISS. What is an whatever IO issuer? DID handle PDS URL, PKC verifier. Those are all returned. State nonce response. I don't see nonce key. That's the nonce. No, we create the key, don't we? We create the key. Okay.一二三四五六七八九，1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。Okay. Um, this app is going to be free. I will do this initially, but I'm not quite sure why I want to save all this information. Okay, so we haven't even. Oh, I need to know what this guy does because apparently we haven't even request URI. Where does that come from? Request URI. Where was that created? I don't. Well, that comes from the response from this. So who is this server? I'm so confused now. I guess we'll figure out soon. Or is this just creating an object? It can't be because it gets all of these guys. It also gets a server URL. No. We'll see soon. Okay, let's wait. Let's see. I need to clear up this bit of confusion. Yeah, we give you the URL, we give you metadata, login in client ID, redirect URI, which is in this case, the slash client thingy, the scope, the generic thing, the key we generated. Wait, this time I guess it doesn't work. Does that work? Let's get this straight. The key Depop private JWK was created here. Great. So give you the key we generated, client secret as well, and we return the par URL, pushed authorization request endpoints, the state, and the verifier. There's something that's confusing me. Mm. Um, who are we pushing this thing to? I think that's a question I want to keep in mind. And sends a pushed auth request. So yeah, let's just keep that in mind and see who we're pushing that to. Uh, code challenge method, client of session. I'm assuming that's just some verification stuff. A header dropped. We don't have a server nonce yet. No, we don't. Post. Par URL nonce. Private JWT. This par URL. Am I reading this wrong? Is this not like a return type of these values? Error standstill. No, this is I don't understand this particular. It's fine. I guess we're going to figure out very soon where par URL is coming from. Method type URL string nonce. Oh, aren't these the things that we saw here? No, they're not. CRV candidates for XY. No, they're not. Anyway, if nonce. What's this URL? Oh, I didn't notice where the URL was used. I don't see it being used. Oh, it's here. It's here. It's set. It's not returned. Which means that by the time we are calling this, we may not. Is this some form of destructuring? Okay, I'm going to assume that it has to be some form of restructuring. Actually, let me just look at other definition statements. Basically, this is saying we're getting par URL from what supplier can figure out where we're getting that auth server URL. Can we just like this out? So where are we? We had we had saved stuff. We had called our auth request. We had passed it the auth server metadata. We got the auth server metadata from the auth server URL, and the auth server URL was gotten from, my assumption then was that it was a self-hosted PDS. So I'm gonna take this as something we have to do. We have to send a, what do you call this, PAR? PAR thingy. We have to send a pushed auth request, and we do that using all these details. The code challenge, need to look into that. What's that about? And I think this is the person. Okay, this is where it's actually done. Oh, this is quite a lot of code. I'm not going to read through all of this, please. Okay. But we haven't gotten to the point where it actually redirects to the... Haven't we? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What do I need to know now? Depop proof, power body, type, so on and so forth. No idea what's going on here. Okay. 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 Proof. Okay. So had to get the construct from just the URL, all that information about a user's DID, construct a PR body, security check it. And there was that thing about the code challenge, that's something else that needs to be done. And then get a response. This is a session. Where do we store this session? If let's go to the success case. I'm going to oh, can we do? How does this end? Something I do not like about Python is the fact that it doesn't use braces. So hard to know. I'm pretty sure that was okay. So this is the else case. There's no issue. All we return is verifier, state, nonce, and some response. There's an issue. Coming back to this, so two things coming back to this and the code challenge. Yeah, so that's how we got our stuff, right? Where was it that we made that? Yeah. And apparently, okay. Okay. So we saved the session in the database. Basically that. I wonder how we access the session. Wait. Which one of these would contain the session? Would it be the state? Or would it be probably the states? Okay, so that explains why we're saving stuff to database. I just thought we were saving the request initially. I was just like, why are we saving the request? That just seems like a waste of space. But now it makes sense. Um, oh, I haven't even looked. I'm pretty sure nobody is here, so cool. I don't think I missed anyone. There are no chats. Okay. Oh, so tired. 20. It's 11:24 p.m. I kind of just want to get this done. Ah, um, I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break and pause my sessions. You can't. You have to end them. Stop sharing. Um, oh, that's such a. I think it should definitely be a feature to just pause a live session because people take breaks all the time. And hmm, just thinking back to the online conferences I've attended, they have this way of like showing a weight screen. I think there's some way to do it, but I'm not ready to figure that out now. Hmm. Okay, so the next question is when does this all end? Now that we have this in the database, what do they mean by forward the user to the authorization server? We just made a pushed auth request to the auth URL that we got from the user's username, basically. And now we are going back into the auth server metadata. I can't remember where we got that from. I think we generated that. Yeah, well, we got that from. I didn't look into fetch auth server metadata. We against that auth URL, assessing it's safe. I like how they keep assessing stuff is safe. Getting the coding the query parameters as client ID and request URI from the PR request URI. Which we get from the PR request that we made. Okay, that makes sense now. So many moving parts to this thing actually. I'm glad they put out an example because there's no way I would have gone through all of it myself this night. And then we redirect to the auth URL with the query params. I wonder, I still don't know. I mean, let's see what that auth URL is. Didn't I look into that? The metadata, let's go. The metadata says it returns a dictionary. So that's key value pairs, I would assume. Hmm. So it seems this race for status is specified in the AT protocol, and it's just a way to refer back to requests, auth requests. Let me discuss it that way. And they even do an assert that it's a valid.server metadata before they return the server metadata. I still don't know why. Hmm. I mean, we already know the URL is gotten. So this, yeah. So let me check. If I go to my PID and just query it, will it return anything? No, I think my PDS is nope, nope, mm-mm. Cool. My PDS is hosted on fun.io, so this makes things so clear. I was so confused. I was like, okay, is this going to Blue Sky? Is this going to my PDS? Now I know where it's going. So I guess like people with a bsky.dev, a .bsky handle, I don't kind of handle um, bsky.social will be going to. Actually, I can check. It's bsky.app, right? Let's see. I guess not. If it's .com. Oh, okay. Where did they host their own PDS? You know what? I don't know. And right now I'm tired. Actually, where did they host their PDS? Hmm. Hmm. I mean, it's open source and I can check. Let's go. Yeah, I'm just curious. Let's go. Let's figure it out. Hmm. So that's a social app. Um, cool. Yes. What is this? The best way to figure this out would be to look at. Let's look at the handles. This guy dot social. Yeah. So they host that as at bsky.social, and pretty sure it will just be the same format as mine, which is hosted at front.io. Thankfully, front.io is behind. I was worried you guys now know where my PS is hosted, but I mean, it's behind oh, Cloudflare, so hopefully that provides me with some security because I don't trust you all on the internet. Some of you are very, very curious people. Let me put it that way. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So this all now makes so much more sense. Mm, okay. Mm, um. Mm, what to do now? I think I have everything I need to know. Oh wow! It's so nice if I could just use this instead of converting it to. Well, Cloud will be able to convert all of this. I'm pretty sure. Claude will be able to convert all of this to perfect TypeScript code. And because I now know the moving parts, should be able to fix the issues I anticipate will come up. So basically, these are the helper utilities that they're using for the main work. So let's look at that path. That's at proto_auth. And then this is the main place. Great. So yeah, they've just defined. So I'll just ask Claude to convert all of those into my own lib functions, and then I will replicate this as well. And it will take some moving around because Flask seems very nice and very intuitive. You just direct the routes and you define the this MVC, isn't it? You have the model, you have the view, you have the controller. So you define a controller here. Wait, let me confirm that it's Flask MVC. It looks like it. Ah. What would you call this architecture? It's not Express. Well, it's not like what's the framework that you use with C# now? I can't remember it again. C# framework. Yeah, ASP.NET. ASP.NET is MVC. .NET Core actually. And Spring, I think, is also MVC. It's very similar. Yeah, ASP.NET MVC. I remember using that at Trust Bank. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think most of the work here in understanding what's going on is done. Now, I just want to convert this. No. It's good to know that my initial assumption was correct. The auth URL is the PDS server. The auth server were communicating with is the PDS server. And it's cool to know that I'm able to authorize a third-party app to post on my behalf after it has authorized with my personal data server, and I'm pretty sure there must be a way to go in there myself and kick them out if I want to. Which I guess is cool, the cool part of hosting your own PDS. Okay, what do I want to do now? I don't want to code this out myself. I'm going to use Claude. I've run out of cursor tokens, otherwise I'd have used cursor, but even still, I think I'm just going to use Claude and do the putting together myself. Mm, there's one more thing I want to look at before I start. Aspertos security. Okay, I see. More helper URLs. Okay. And then there's a concern that these may not all be one-to-one between the, what am I saying? There's a concern that the functions used in the Python SDK may not have one-to-one matches with the functions provided in the Node SDK, but that's unlikely. Um, and there's all this stuff here, like generate JWS. But the main thing is we start here, and then Claude will just be able to tell me what's missing and what's not missing. Um, um, and the URLs we need are homepage. That's gonna be we need this. We need this. We need this one too. We already have a login page, so just add in this old option to that. We already have a login page. We need the redirect URL. We call back URL. The callback seems to okay. Just checks the DB. Um, does a lot of stuff. Okay, this is where we actually save the session, and the other has to save the push authorization request. And so my assumption must have been wrong. The session that I thought was in state. Oh, I see. We're actually saving the session under the table board sessions, and when we're checking state here. Okay, well, I guess we'll figure it out as we go. And then we have to log out. This, I may as well implement this as well to test that it works. Hmm. Okay, let's jump into WASP and see how things need to fit into that framework. Um, so with WASP, going to need to update the schema to account for things like the auth session, etc., etc. Um, let's see what we have for auth actually. Let's have an auth table here. Very interesting. All this is just front-end code. I don't see where, you know what, let's see. The login page, what are you doing? Okay, routes. Where are our routes? There is no. Hmm. Where are routes? WASP client router. Client. This is client routing still. Let's go to login form. What are you doing? Um, okay. I mean, not necessarily enjoying this hiding everything behind some unseeable backend. I would like to see what's going on. Mm, okay, let's just read the docs. So I chose WASP because I didn't want to do boilerplate coding. I just wanted to push out a product. And they seem they're free, and they just seem to have everything plugged in that you I would possibly want. Logs, SEOs, auth, Stripe, um, admin, admin dashboard. Uh, what I need to figure out now is what exactly are they? Like, I want to put in, I want to put in, okay, I want to put in, I just hope they're not too, what's the word? Um, you know how when you have a programming language, it's either that you have all the, it's exposed and you can do all the really down to fine details coding yourselves, or it's wrapped and it's functional or imperative. I hope they're not too um, functional versus declarative. I hope they're not too imperative in their bias for being a boilerplate. I do want some access. I want it to be a bit. I need some imperative control. I'm not seeing that quickly at the glance. You know what? Let's do this instead. First of all, file uploading. I see that. Oh, seems smaller. Okay, I see. File upload. See how they have this operations.ts. Create file. Okay, create file. They're importing that from WASP client operations. Okay, and when we're doing auth, WASP client router. I don't see a router here, so it's not. Doesn't seem like it's based on the names. of the files. And this doc seems insufficient. I want to. No, something's missing. Thinking. Okay. Uh, all right, let me break it down. Let me just say I want to add the auth/metadata.json. I just want to add that and save it. Guided tour. Okay, I don't see that. It says here that the directories of app source contain both the React client and the Node.js server source code. Kind of like Next.js. I'm not. All of the related pages components and logic. Where is the logic? This is data validation. I don't see any calls to the database. This is all front-end stuff. We have some hooks. Okay. That's it. I don't see. I can't. Are you saying I can't plug into the auth? Right. Almost midnight. I want to be in bed by 1 a.m. Mm. Mm. They do not seem to factor in the fact that I may want to run my own off. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my goodness. Hmm. Hmm. Just thinking what to do. I could go into their open source code, extend it to add Blue Sky OAuth, and I'll be working off an unmaintained branch. I don't want to do that. I could add my own auth, but then I just have to start fighting against their system. I want to understand how their auth works. Right. I should just be able to see the definition of this thing. Navigation options. Okay. Into form. Um, it takes this as props. It returns this is just a declaration. I need the actual. Thank you. And it's states. This is the SDK itself. I don't really want to change much here. Okay. I'm using hook form. Um, which are we submitting? Okay, I want to see. Okay, this is hook defined. API. What is this API? Wasp client API. Okay, so we can use that. We have a path defined as /auth email login hosting data. How are we defining this? Oh, there we go. Using Axios. Okay. Where are we defining the API URL? Traffic was client. Hmm. I'm assuming that doesn't matter. But what I do not see is the endpoint of email login. Who is handling of email login? Anyway, that's fine. We the API here is just an Axios thingy, so if it's being handled by Axios, the server is running great. Okay. Just want to know where and how to define these endpoints. Thank you. Oh, what's this? Anyway. Mm-hmm. Let's even define an endpoint. Um, all we have is front-end endpoints, which are named after the feature names. What's this one called? Ooh. AI scheduler demo app. Actually, that's anybody 65. Content section. Routes again. Routes to demo app. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Somebody is defining this somewhere, and I want to find out how. Ah, finally. Okay, so said. So I should just be able to define a slash straight. I need it to be an API. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, now this makes more sense to me. Close other tabs. So this is what we have for auth. This is um this is interesting because uh, I remember seeing where an API was defined. I think it was over here where I think it was. Let's just go back. Auth email login says somewhere there's an API where the server there's a definition for this auth email login. I don't think it exists here. I don't think this is how you define it, so it's not particularly what I want. I'm not sure they give me access to that. Um, so let's see if any of the other features here use an API definition, and let's see where. No, no API import here. None here either. I think the only thing that uses even the seems like this is completely client based, and somehow somewhere the backend server is somewhere here. I need to let me look at server. No, how am I? Are you saying I can't use Wasp to build APIs? I'm just a bit confused now. How am I supposed to build out the APIs? That's the main question. Hmm. API. Okay, I guess I don't get access to the server like that. So all I can use is this kind of handlers apparently. Let's look at the upload because that one is very straightforward. You have an action that's called create file. You have get all files by user. This definitely would have to speak with the database, and it just points it to operations and get all files by user, giving the user context. Oh, okay, this is interesting. What's this context? I've never worked with Prisma before, so this must be. Who is giving it this context? This must be a WASP thing. User file. Um, Funny enough, um, mm, I'm just going to follow the pattern I've seen, and I will start with the forward metadata. Hmm. So the issue now is if it always just expects me to return a page, I'm cooked because I can't do that. I guess I can. I guess I can. I can just return JSON. So yeah, the first thing was I'm just actually going to copy what we have here, right? Yeah. The first thing is this. Oh, Look at that. It even looks similar to the this thingy. To Flask. Hmm. Do I have to give it a React component? That's the question. Do I really have to do that? Okay, I'm gonna course correct very quickly. I want this as part of the auth. I don't want a new region for OAuth. Um, yeah, sure. Let's just add this on top here. Um, well, just a sec. What happens when I say login? Okay, it returns React. I think I can name it anything then. Or root, or page. Actually, this is actually or client metadata. Or client metadata page. Now, the question is, do I really need a page? Um, do I really need a page? Can I just give it, you know what, every React page is at the end of the day a JavaScript function. So let's try a lock. Let's rename this of client metadata page. We will simply use a function. But when we look at operations, source user operations, they are defined. I don't need access to the database. Um, so I was reading this and I was thinking this has some way of connecting to the database and giving it context. I don't need all that. I know another option to do this is just to chuck this perhaps in the public. I think that's probably the best and easiest way to set up a metadata, this metadata theme, slash public dash banner.webp. Yeah, because I just call that auth, blah blah blah. But even if I put the thingy, slash font slash satoshi dash black dot ttf. I knew it. I need to define a route handler. Script, I confirm that. Even if I put the data in public, I still need to find a route handler that will go to the public directory and read it. That's just an option. But if I figure out how to just use a React page, get this to just return React JSON. Um, let's see, just in case they have it somewhere in the docs. No. Oh yeah, request not. So this has to return JSON. Typically, when you want to return JSON, you want to communicate directly with the server. This is communicating with the client. I don't know what complications this will bring up. And from what I can see, I don't have access to define handlers, request handlers on the server. That just strikes me as very odd. Why design it that way? It's just odd. I don't even know what server they're using. Um, just in case I'm wrong, because of these actions, these queries, what's the difference between an action and a query? And can I get access to a query by, let's look at demo AI app again. Control minus the demo AI app. What's the time? I said 1 p.m. right? So I want to be in bed by 1 p.m. The demo AI app actually it has some operations such as set up open API, create task, update task. These are reading going directly. These are basically what I'd expect to be defined in as request handlers in my API. And I can see that they're returning JSON, right? So can I do that? Oh, look at that. Regions as well. And region actions. That's interesting. Can I get access to region directly? Um, Without going through. Hmm, hmm, okay. Hmm. This is main.wasp and not where I was before. The answer? Try it out. So I have this. It's an option that is in keeping with the format here. I am going to pull in. I'm just going to test them out. I think that's the fastest way to find out here. So let's do that. Let's do this. Um, this. This. Mm, okay, so what I actually want to do is copy that, change that. So entities, there are no entities being used. Will that be an issue? Are there examples of queries which and actions? Oh, I say a query must just be something you use to read from a model in database. An action is something you use to put it in there. I guess if I want to do this method, I would want to save my stuff in I see. I would want to save my stuff in the model. I will just call all of metadata. Um, and then find that. But for now, I'm just going to call it user. What's the simplest way to test this? I don't want to go defining and defining and defining before I find out if it works. I think the simplest way. Okay, don't save this. As a user, there's a query, get paginated users. Let me assume that I have to be logged in. And if I come here, /account / get paginated users, let's see what happens. First of all, no, that doesn't work. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. That doesn't work. Next thing to do is to confirm return JSON. Yeah, exactly this. Is it possible? Eesh. That makes sense because React will want to render a component. So what's the answer? I can't get access to the direct response of a query. I can't define my own API endpoint. I haven't really verified that I can define my own API endpoint. If I don't define my own API endpoint, a possible workaround is to somehow return JSON instead of a React component. I'm not going to fight the React rendering engine, the React render function. Or maybe this is 6 years ago. Maybe the new. I don't know what exactly are they even using this framework. Because we have React server components. Yeah, what we are returning, what we're exporting. And if it is React will not render an object. React React 19. Oh, Claude, actually, Claude might be able to answer this question. Hmm, let's see, how do I return a JSON object? Oh no, how do I get? Okay, so that completely strikes out the option. No point fighting the React render function. The best thing is just put it in the second best is to put it in the public repository, public folder, and you can't handle, you can't direct the public folder without access to the routing function. The routing function here is purely front end based. I need access to the server. Okay, I just need access to the server. This is ridiculous. Um, who? Who are you? Where are you running? Who is running you? How can I modify you? Okay, let's see. Um, questions. No, the specific how to serve APIs. Okay, API. Um, thank you. Thank you. I'm not the only one. Exactly. Exactly this. Oh, can you imagine it was that straightforward? Okay, wow, you learn every day. I feel like this should be more obvious. Unless I just didn't look through. Maybe there was an example here I missed because you have server, which I guess is where. Makes sense. It's where you'd expect it to be, but you don't have any examples, so no, not straightforward at all. There was something here about how client server, there was something here about server-side code that does not belong to a specific feature. That's all it says here. It doesn't tell me I can create a custom API. So maybe I can just contribute to this. It's not obvious. Oh, okay. Okay. This is even more complicated now. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Let me follow this example. What's complicated is um the metadata.json has to be returned from the host name that corresponds with the I'm assuming right now that that corresponds with the URL of the app making the request to the auth server. Sorry, my assumption from what I read about from the Python example was that the host name making the request and the server delivering the metadata have to be the same. The host name of the server delivering the metadata have to be the same. So many things. I don't think so. I mean, when I was using the Python app, when I was on the app itself and I went to the auth metadata path, it did identify itself with the metadata. And let's look at what it had. It had um, This client, which returns this JSON, identifies itself, has the same host name as the host name specified in the client ID, and I think that's important. So what I think gets complicated with WASP is that the user will be interacting with the front-end client, which does not have the ability to serve JSON. They'll be interacting with the front-end client, presumably on the hostname Bluepack. That doesn't have the ability to serve JSON. It's Bluepack's backend server that's going to serve the JSON. So um, so there's going to be a mismatch between the hostname of the client and the hostname of the server, because the two cannot be hosted under the same name. And I think that's going to be a problem. Because I think they have to be hosted under the same name. I was thinking maybe I could just host. That's an assumption, though. I'm going to come back to this. I just want to get something done here. Okay. Okay. Let me just copy this and modify it. So here, name it was. This is pointless because we can't kind of run out. We can't JSON from React. So defining an API. Oh, kind of blah 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 blah. JSON. Great. This looks much better. Do I need to just see get? Let me just see get. Import this. Yes. And what is that? What's this other thing he has here? Oh, he specifies the thingy. I will do that as well. Server API, that is. He was able to figure it out, so I couldn't type it. Server, new file, TS. We will do get of this. Let's copy this. TS, and then here, let's copy this. I also copy. That's poor coding, Discord. You should reset this copy thing. Mm. Where was I? Yeah. Hello world. Now let's name this to the correct name of the function. I'm glad they're using Express. Um. Okay. Great. And let's check. Let's check it out. So instead, I should use localhost 3001 /client metadata JSON. Hello world, fantastic. That's what I wanted to see. And then here, so we're just going to copy this guys and rename things as we go. Um, please tell me this is. Let's just put that here. Cool. And now let's check. 2000. Ooh, not working. I think it's just refreshing. Great. So finally, we know how to um, we know how to get going. We know where everything needs to be, and 7 minutes to 1 a.m. We're behind schedule. I haven't solved the problem of the name, but let's test an assumption. What does it say? Does it have to be? Okay, let me just walk you through. User lands on my blue pack to do OAuth. Let's send them to a subdomain OAuth. Blue pack. Oh, sorry. Yeah, OAuth blue pack. The front IO. That subdomain can have the, because this is just Flask app. This is just actually not just a backend app. It has a front end, but the front end is just, let me look at the Flask app again. Front end is just returning HTML from what I can see. I like Flask. I like the versatility of you can return, being able to return what you want to return. Nice. Versus this React approach of only being able to return React components. Well, let's say WASP approach. That is mine. I'm quite shocked that you cannot return JSON. Just seems like I'm. How does it work? How does it work? Ultimately, the router responsible for this is it's all bundled up into WASP. Okay, let me just ask them. Return JSON and front end. That's JSON. Okay, let's try. Hmm. Okay, let's just ask this AI. How do I return JSON from the client? User, let's ask this. Do I have to commit? Let's pass through. Hmm. Try to do this. It has some context. Mm. Mm. I saw that. I saw that when I was looking at the docs, the implementation for how they did auth, and I saw that they were using API for fast clients. Why didn't I just copy that? Ah. Anyway, this is good. This solves all my problems. I think. Let me just implement it. And since I'm past 1 a.m., I'm going to go to bed after I do this. So the only question now is, where do I put this? Where do I put this? Where do I put this? From what I can see, you just have to define it out. Root. Is that what they advised me? Yep, I think they advised me to do that. Right, might as well. Might as well just ask Kappa. Oh, shit. End message. A Kappa AI. Okay, that should work. C. Console. Delete message. Delete. Let's try reply. Okay, let's try that. Mm-mm. I can consume the API, but can I expose it? Route. just have to find out. Okay, I think that concludes it for me. I cannot serve JSON from the front end. I have to, but I'm cool. We have access to our server. It's not, it has work to do, but it's doable. It's so annoying. I just wish that Wasp had more fine grained control over the server. Yeah, because I don't even know what's serving the React. Maybe tomorrow when I've rested, I will be able to figure out whether I want to go ahead doing a custom OAuth implementation this way. I don't see why not since I have access to the database. Yeah, I actually don't see why not. Whether I want to contribute this to WASP, it depends on whether it works. Actually, if I put up a PR, maybe they'll be able to help me review any mistakes I made in terms of security. That'll be better for everybody. So, I think one thing I definitely want to know is the client ID. In this case, the client is going to be my backend server. You say it doesn't get a specific path, but Blue Sky Social also has theirs at that specific path. Blue Sky Social, not Blue Sky app. So Blue Sky Social is also acting as their client. The same way I have to host mine on some client thingy, client's domain hostname, and yeah, I don't think there'll be a problem with that. I think the desire to host this logic under the same domain as the front end just comes from seeing how they did it with Flask or demo.bluesky.dev. Same exact place I am on when I log in. It's just I love that seamlessness of being able to return um, being able to return a web page or JSON. I love that. It's simple. You can just have it all in one versus having needing to have needing to have different domains. Well, so far they're hosted within the same network, which should be no issue. Okay, that's it for today. See you guys tomorrow.